Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome if you are new. A big hello to everybody. I hope you're all doing really well and having a great day so far. So in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at my completed pages in Rita Berman's books. So I posted my completed pages for February, and I was speaking to Melissa in the comment section, and she said she would like to see all of my completed pages in Rita Berman's books. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So I've got 3 of Rita's books. I've got My Tour Through Europe, which is probably one of my favourites. And then I've got this one, which I'm not even going to try and pronounce, but this is the 4 Seasons book, and it's sort of little bits from each of the 4 books that she did in one main book. And then I've got her latest book, which is My Tour Through Asia. So I think we'll start off with the My Tour Through Europe book, because I've probably done the most pages in this one. So this one is the first page that I've done. So for this one, I think it was the Course pastel pencils that I used for this, but I actually can't be 100% sure because I haven't got it written down, so I don't remember exactly which pencils I used, but it looks like the Course colours, I think, or it could be the Faber-Castell Black Edition pencils. It's probably one or the other. So for this one, I actually tried to do like an underwater scene in paint around the background, and it went terribly wrong. So I had to wait for it to dry and then go over it with some black acrylic paint, just so that you couldn't see what I'd done before. So this one was a bit of a disaster page, but you know, these things happen when you're colouring. It's all about learning. So that's the first page. And then the next one in here that I've done is this one. So this big double page spread. So with this one, I did as a colour along on my channel, and we did one sort of section each video. So I used the Arteza pencils for this and some Posca pen, and we also used some silver and some gold gel pen as well in this one, just to give it a bit of a shine. So if I bring it up, you might be able to see we've got some silver gel pen up there, and obviously some white Posca. But I just tried to make each little one sort of stand out on their own and be quite bright. And I think my favourite is this little patisserie one. I think that one came out really cute, but the others are still cute as well, but that one is my favourite. So that was this little page. Then next we've got this page. So I think this one is a bit of a mixture of all the different cities. So we've got like Big Ben, and we've got some Paris, and all different places. So for this one, I used the Black Widow pencils to do sort of like the scooter and all the houses, everything in the front of the picture. And then for the background, all the sky area, I used the Course pastel pencils. And then I went around all the clouds with some white Posca to make them look a bit more like clouds. And then for the London Eye here, I went over that with a silver gel pen, so it's nice and shiny and metallic. I think that actually came out quite nice. I think you can see it on camera as well, hopefully. So yeah, that was this page. I didn't do a colour along for this one. This one was just one that I did on my own. So that's that one. Okay, and then we've got this one. So this one, I remember using the Brute Ferner pencils. So I've got the square 120 set. And I remembered using them in here because it was the first time I'd used them. And they work quite nicely in this book. Not as good as the Arteza pencils, I don't think, but still quite nice. So I used them to do all of these little houses and pencil details. And then for the background on this one, I used a really dark pink pastel, a soft pastel, and just used that to fill in all of the background so it was nice and bright. And then here where we've got the little pencils coming up, I just used the same colour as the actual tip of the pencil or pen to go round the little swirls, just to add a bit more colour to that. But yeah, this one came out quite nicely. I added some extra bricks to this little house here because there wasn't any on there, and I added a few extra bricks down here as well, just to give it a little bit of a different effect. But yeah, that's quite a nice little page, very vibrant. This one is one that I've just finished, so that's going to be in March's finished pages, so you'll have to stay tuned for that. I'm not going to show you now. And what else have we done in here? So we've got this one. So what did I use on this one? This one was the Arteza pencils. So I've still got the notes for this one, so I can tell you. So yeah, for this one I used Arteza pencils. I've got some blue gel pen up here around the clouds to make them look a little bit sparkly. And I also used some orange and pink and green gel pen to go around the ice cream as well, just to get rid of the black lines and make it look a little bit more like ice cream. And then for the background, I used soft pastels for this one. So like a sort of grey colour at the bottom and then a really light blue to a darker blue at the top. But this one I did as a colour along with June's Colours. I think it's her YouTube name. Yeah, June Colours. So she's got a YouTube channel as well. So we did a colour along together on this page. And then we've got these two. So this one I did as a random colour challenge. So I used like a random colour wheel to pick the different colours that we were going to be using. And for each picture we had a different set of pencils. So this one was done with some really cheap watercolour pencils. I think this one was the Castle Arts pencils. And this one was the Bambino crayons. This one was the Brute Ferner. And that was the Arteza. I think that was the Black Widows. This one was Faber-Castell Black Edition. And this one was Coarse Pastel Pencils. And this one was Crayola Pencils, sorry. So yeah, I sort of got it to pick which pencils we were going to use. And then got it to pick, I think it was 7 colours that we could use to do these little pictures. So it was just sort of luck of the draw of what we got and what we could create with what we had. So yeah, that was a lot of fun to do. And then this side I also did as a colour along on my channel. So again, it was one video for each little picture in here. And this was done all with Arteza pencils and just a little bit of white Posca pen here and there for this one. So we did some white Posca around this little glass jars and the olive oil to make them look a little bit more like they were in glass. So yeah. That one was a lot of fun to colour as well. This was the first page that I actually coloured in this book. And I think this one was my first ever YouTube video, just this one little picture here. So yeah. Then we've got this one. So this one, again, I did a colour along on my channel for. And all of this was done with Arteza pencils and then some soft pastels in the background. So like a nice yellow to orange effect. And then I just used some Posca pen to go over the little clouds and just to turn them white instead of black. But yeah, that one came out quite nicely. I'm quite happy with the water in this one. Quite a fun, vibrant colours. And then we've got this page. And again, this was done as a colour along. So each little section was a video on my channel. I think that one's my favourite. That one came out really nice with like the dark purples and blues, the little lights on inside. So I'll just bring it up so that you guys can see. So that's that page. So yeah, I think that was definitely the Artezas and then just a bit of Posca pen. I think we used some gold gel pen in here as well, but not a lot else. Should have really marked all of these out so that I didn't have to flip through the book. Okay, then we've got this page, which again was done as a colour along on my channel. So one little video for each little section. So I've done quite a few colour alongs from this book. So here is this one. So this would have been the Arteza pencils again, I think, with the colour along. I tend to use the Arteza pencils because I know a lot of you guys have got them. So that is that page. And then we've got this little cake page here. which again was a colour along, and again I used Arteza pencils. It's like a reoccurring theme. But yeah, this one was lots of fun to colour. I really enjoyed trying to think of different colours to sort of do the biscuits and chocolates and sort of work out what kind of, you know, cake or patisserie they were going to be. But it was a lot of fun to do. Then next we've got this one, which is our little ship with a house on it. So for this one, I used the Castle Art pencils, the 120 set, and I tried to just limit the colour palette to like blues and purples and slightly pinky purples, just so that it was all sort of a similar colour palette. But I was really happy with how these little tulips came out on here with the blues and the purples in. I think they looked really nice. And again, that was a colour along on my channel. And then I've got this one, which I did do this one as a buddy colour, but I can't remember who I did it as a buddy colour with now. It's been such a long time. For this one, I used the Coarse pastel pencils to do the background. And then I think this was the Arteza pencils to do like the flowers and these sort of little letters and shoes, I think. But I'm not 100% sure. It could have been a different pencil. I'm not sure. But I think it was the Artezas. So that was that little one. Then next we've got this one, which is a hot air balloon, and it looks like it's got a whole village inside of it. So that one was a lot of fun to colour. Again, I used the Arteza pencils for this one and some soft pastels for the background. So I used kind of like blues and pinks and purples for the background of this one. And again, went round the clouds with a white Posca pen so that they were sort of white and not black. But this one was a lot of fun to do. I enjoyed that one. And then we've got this one, which is a more recent one that I've done. This was in December. So yeah, December just gone. So I used the Castle Art pencils for this one. And then I used a Signo gel pen in white to add in like a snow effect. I tried to make it look a bit more Christmassy because I did it in December. So I wanted to add some snow into the picture. But this one was a lot of fun to colour, and it was quite nice trying to make it into more of a Christmassy picture than just a sort of outdoorsy picture. So that's that one. And I think that might be the last one that I've done in this book. Yeah, that's the last one for this book. So next we'll move on to her 4 Seasons book. So in this one, I've sort of sectioned off the seasons so that I've got like little tabs so that I know which one's which. So for example, this little orange tab here will say last one of spring. So I know that all of this is spring before here. So it just makes it easier when you sort of looking to pick out a page. So this one is the first one in the spring section that I completed, and I used the Arteza pencils for this one and some gold gel pen to fill in these little sort of border details. But this one was quite fun to colour. It was one that I did around Easter time, I think, so it was like a proper spring Easter page. But I just like the way that the pink sort of faded as it got to the top. No, sorry, the way that it got darker as it come to the top. But yeah, that one was a lot of fun to colour with the little ducks and rabbits. I don't think I've done too many in here. I know I've done a few. So this one I think is from the summer section. Lovely little dragonfly. So for this one, I used the Arteza pencils and some soft pastels for the background. I'm pretty sure it was the Arteza pencils. And then I used some watercolour paint here, and it's like a lovely green shiny colour. I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, but it's a little bit shiny around the edges, just where that paint was added. And then I just added a little bit more colour around all these little dots and stars that she'd added in, and then went over them with a white Posca, just so that it looked a bit more starry. So yeah, that's that page. And then I've got this page, which I did using quite a mixture of pencils. So I used the Black Widows to do all of the sort of little objects on here, and some Faber-Castell Black Edition pencils as well, just for some extra colours that I didn't have in the Black Widows pencils. And then for the background, I used the Arteza pencils, and I used it's like a brown and orange sort of Posca pen, just to add in some sort of sand texture around the background, make it look a bit more sandy. So I'll just bring it up so that you guys can take a better look. So this is one of the summertime pages as well, and I think it's supposed to be a double page spread, but I only did one side. Let's have a look what else we've got in here. So there's one. We got any more before that? Nope. So this one, I can't remember what pencils I used for this one, to be honest. It might have been the Faber-Castell Black Edition, looking at that grey, because that looks like a colour that's in there. So I'm going to say it was the Faber-Castell Black Edition pencils. And then this background was done with soft pastels, so like light blues, and then going to sort of grey at the top. And then I just added in some Posca pen over all of this little wind up here. That must be an autumn page because it's a bit more windy. And we've got one here. So this one I did with the Castle Art pencils. And I think I did this bottom bit with the Castle Art pencils as well. And then for this sort of leaf falling effect, I used some acrylic paint, and I just sort of dabbed it on with different sort of browns, oranges and sort of greeny colours to make it look like autumn leaves falling in the background. And I think it gave quite a nice effect. I'm quite happy with how that one came out. And I just used lots of different bright colours from the Castle Art pencils to fill in the Wellingtons and the little umbrella up here. That one was a lot of fun to do, experimenting with the background. I think I've got one more in here. Just double check I haven't missed any. Yeah, so this one. So a lovely page of Santa Claus, and this one was done in December as well, so another Christmas page. So for this one I used the Castle Art pencils for Santa and his little presents, and then this background I did with a blue acrylic paint and added in some little star details with a white Posca pen. And I think I went round his beard. Oh no, I did silver on his beard. So I went round all the lines on his beard with a silver gel pen, just so that it wasn't all white, and it gives a little bit of a sparkle to his face as well. So he's rather cute. I think that is the last one for this book. Yep. Okay, so last but not least, we've got My Tour Through Asia. And this one is the newest book. And to be honest, I haven't done many pictures in here, so there's not going to be as many to share with you as the other books. There's quite a lot of cute pages in here. I just haven't had time to colour in it. So this one is one of the first ones that I did. I really liked this picture because it had like the whale with the little boat, and it was like within the circle. So I really wanted to do this one. I think this was one of the first ones that I did. I'm pretty sure I used the Brute Ferner pencils for this. They look like the Brute Ferner pencils. And obviously I've got some Posca pen in there as well, and a few little gold details on there. So I'll just bring it up so that you guys can take a look. I think that might have been the first one that I coloured in here, to be honest. And I know I've done at least another two in here. So see if we can find them. Ah, there's one. So this one is like the Chinese dragon. I used, I'm pretty sure it was Arteza pencils for this one. Yeah, it was the Arteza pencils I used for this one. And then for this sort of gold border, I used a gold gel pen, and I used some soft pastels in the background. So I just sort of added different colours in to where like the fireworks were, so that all the fireworks were different colours. And then I've got these Inklab glitter pens. They're like acrylic glitter pens. And I use them to add some sparkle and some lines into these little fireworks. So if I sort of tilt it, you might be able to see a little bit of a shine within the fireworks. If I'd have had some stickles the same colour, I could have used some stickles on there to make it look more sparkly, but I didn't have them, so. And then I think I've done one more in here. This one. So this one I did recently as a colour along on my channel. I think it was only last month actually, and I did one little picture each video and posted it daily for you guys to colour along if you wanted to. So this one was again done with the Arteza pencils. But yeah, this one was a lot of fun, and I did post it daily so that you guys could do a little picture each day. So that was that one, and I think that is all that I've done in this book. I really need to do some more colouring in here. But I just saw another picture in her Four Seasons book and thought that looks nice. So I need to come back to these books and do some more colouring. But there you go, you guys. That is all of my finished pages in Rita Berman's books. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.